As we enter the fifth phase of Uttar Pradesh Vidhan Sabha elections, I reach Barabanki. And this constituency where I'm standing is called Kursi, where Samajwadi Party has fielded former Union Minister Beni Prasad Verma's son Rakesh Verma. It's a matter of fact that Beni Prasad Verma was not only the founding member of Samajwadi Party in the 90s when he joined hands with Mulayam Singh Yadav, although he switched sides to Congress to become the cabinet minister, but his son returned to the Samajwadi Party fold and had also served as a cabinet minister in the Mulayam Singh Yadav cabinet. I'm travelling in the Vidhan Sabha of Kursi in Barabanki in the neighbourhood of Lucknow, and I'm joined by one of the young members of Samajwadi Party who also happens to be the third generation in the politics, where she has drawn a lot of influence from her grandfather Beni Prasad Verma, who unfortunately lost his life during COVID a year and a half ago. She carries forward that legacy in the family, and she's now campaigning in this part of Vidhan Sabha for her father, who has returned to Samajwadi Party after a brief stint with Congress and has been fielded by Samajwadi Party in the Kursi Vidhan Sabha seat. Shreya, I mean, of course, it's a privilege for you to campaign for your father, considering that you carry forward the strong legacy of your grandfather. How difficult or easy it is today at a time when BJP made inroads in Uttar Pradesh and the parties which your father or grandfather represented were out of power for the last 5 years or so?
So obviously since childhood I have been in the influence of this party, Samajwadi Party, and I joined the party officially last year around October, and since then I have started looking at all the parties from a competitive lens. I have looked at all the work of BJP very closely, and I have worked on the ground a lot since the past 6-7 months, and I have seen the work that they have not done. I cannot see the work they have done because I can't see any work. So it's very important for me to I'm really trying hard to reach every door in the constituency and discuss with them what are the problems they are facing, because they are not one but many. For example, you must have heard about Chutta Janwar ka issue. It's such a big issue. And then there is problem about education, girl education, and then obviously there's security. The main issue over here is Chutta Janwar, because Kisan log, they are up the entire night taking care of their farms, and they get hit by the cattle. They have lost, they fracture their legs and everything. So it's a very big issue.
Is this something which you found here as well?
Yes, every village I visit for door to door, I find at least 2 to 3 people who have jari booty laga ke lete hote hain, patti bandi hoti hai. So it is a very big issue.
Right. So the reason why I asked you about your grandfather's legacy is also because when I was growing up as a young journalist, I remember very vividly he was part of the Congress government and where he served as the powerful minister, steel minister. So, for you personally, where do you see your grandfather's role in shaping up your politics?
I have spent most of my childhood with my grandfather. Even when I was in Delhi in my college, I used to stay with him whenever he was the steel minister. My entire family used to stay here because I was studying there also.
Your father's constituency is right next to the state capital, Lucknow, which went to polls yesterday. The polling was not that high. I mean, it was the shade of 60% or so. So, polling percentages are not high. Generally, when the polling percentages are high, they are the indication of that there is an anti-incumbency factor, or probably there is a bit of anger against the ruling government. Do you think that is something which you as a leader of Samajwadi Party, a women leader, are seeing in something, witnessing in the phase 1, 2, 3, 4, now that the 4 phases are, more than 50% of phases are over?
We, first 3 phases were very, very good for us. We are winning. Third phase, I haven't done a lot of research, but I'm pretty sure that whoever came out and voted, they were all in favor of the FP government. And about the percentage, I cannot say much, but this time people are really stepping out only to vote for the Samajwadi Party.
You are one of the youngest people, members of the party. Priyanka Gandhi has launched a campaign, Ladki Hoon Lad Sake. Do you think that affects Samajwadi Party's bid to reclaim the glory which it once had as far as women's representation in the market is concerned?
It's very good that they have launched the campaign Ladki Hun Lad Sakti Hun, but again, I think it's on paper. Ground, we are working on the ground. We are seeing that I'm not seeing Congress on ground anywhere. I have worked in all around the state, Barabanki, all the constituencies I have visited and held meetings and worked on, in all the villages. I have been to other places also, other constituencies in the state. Ground reality is something different. If you see the party, if you want to see the party doing well, you have to see something now on the ground.
You think that in the next few phases, SP can gain the same sort of momentum which it did on the bank of Jats and Muslims?
Yes, we have the current momentum going. We have the same momentum going from first phase till the last phase. We are winning all the phases. The last phase is going to be a bumper win for us. Rajbhaji has a very big influence in that area. We have got news from people saying कि छोटी-छोटी दुकानों पे भी उनके भाषण सुने जा रहे हैं because he gives such good speeches and he has a lot of influence.
That question I also want to ask you is that Rajbhar of course comes from a prominent non-Yadav OBC caste. Now, as far as your own caste identity is concerned, it's not that I want to particularly ask you this question that you come from this caste, but caste is always an arithmetic which becomes part of eventually wooing the section of the society or giving them the benefits. How important do you think is your own caste today, considering that SP's large leadership comes from the Yadav community?
We are a Samajwadi party. We don't focus on any one caste. We take all the castes together. Of course, we have to consider all the backward castes also because they are the ones that need a lot of attention. They need a lot of work.
Because yours is a non-Yadav OBC.
Yes, so we need a lot of work, my caste people including. And these castes, they need a lot of, push to come on the same level. They need a lot of rights to be fought for. So that is what we are basing everything on, and we are taking all the castes together. You must have seen we are trying to get all the Dalits together because it's a common fight against the BJP.
Do you get those polite inquiries from the people for your grandfather?
Yes.
That they miss?
Oh God! Every village I have visited, I must have visited more than 300 plus villages till date.
Like?
And in every village, I tell you, Rohan, I have met one or two people who have either worked with my father or who they've been schoolmates with my father or they have been benefited by, his policies or his work or he has helped them somewhere or the other. Like every road that I step on in Kursi was given by him. There are 3 important bridges in Kursi. They were given by him, by my father also.
Which
so much work is done.
How would you want to remember this last step campaign and what would you like to do this crucial campaign day?
Every day goes just remembering him and remembering all his teachings and his love. And it is just for him, it's a tribute to him if we win this election. And obviously it's very emotional for my father as well. Yesterday's meeting was very emotional. Before this we had a Shraddhanjali Sabha where also Sir Akhilesh came. And that was also very, very emotional. And this is all dedicated to him, this entire election, because this is the first time we are stepping in, we are going to fight an election without him, without his guidance. So yes, it's for him.
Right. So that was Shreya Verma joining me just hours and a day before the campaign comes to an end. In this crucial part of the election phase, there is the 5th phase of UP elections.
For more such fine stories and video reports from field, subscribe to our channel, The New Indian.